Have you ever wondered why so many men chase wealth with such obsession, while love and relationships often seem to take a back seat? The answer is not as shallow as people think. It isn't just greed. It isn't about ignoring women. It's about something deeper, something written into the very nature of being a man. From the very first steps into adulthood, a man begins to feel the heavy weight of responsibility. Nobody hands him anything. His dreams mean little until he proves he can turn them into reality. A woman may be loved simply for who she is, but a man is only loved for what he creates, for what he can bring into existence. And that's why wealth becomes more than just money. To a man, it is safety, it is security, it is significance. Without it, he knows the world will pass him by, dismiss him, and barely notice his existence. When a man pursues wealth, he is really pursuing freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to say no, freedom to walk his own path. Without wealth, freedom is just a fantasy. And for men, freedom is like oxygen. Once you taste it, you can't live without it. You see, women may long for love and connection, but men, deep down, are built to crave freedom from limitation. And in this world, nothing unlocks that freedom like wealth does. Respect is the next piece of the puzzle. A man doesn't just want to be loved, he wants to be respected. And the harsh truth is, the world doesn't respect a man who has nothing. People don't listen to him, don't take him seriously, don't follow his words. Without resources, a man becomes invisible. The world tells him, earn first, speak later. And so wealth becomes the mountain he must climb, the test he must pass before his voice carries weight. Even in relationships, he knows without stability, love becomes shaky, fragile, and easy to lose. That's why he builds before he bonds. That's why he creates a foundation before he opens his arms to love. Because legacy matters to men. Wealth is the cement of that legacy. Women are an important part of it, but without cement, the whole structure falls apart. Attraction itself works differently between men and women. A woman's beauty, charm, and presence can draw attention instantly. But a man attracts differently. His status, his stability, his ability to stand strong, that is what makes him magnetic. Wealth amplifies all of these. It doesn't mean women only love money. It means women naturally look for security, and wealth symbolizes that security. So, when men choose wealth over women, it is not rejection, it is preparation. He is not ignoring love. He is creating the ground where love can grow safely. Every man faces a silent test. The test asks, can you build? Can you provide? Can you conquer? And the world watches quietly, waiting to see the answer. Fail the test, and the world labels you as weak, as unworthy, often without even saying it. Pass it, and suddenly doors open. Respect flows. People listen. Women trust. Opportunities multiply. That is why men choose wealth, not because they value it more than women, but because they know without it, they cannot even stand as men in this world. Wealth is not the destination, it is the foundation. And until that foundation is strong, nothing else feels steady enough to hold. But here's where the story takes an even sharper turn. Men don't just chase wealth for themselves, they chase it because the world ties their worth to it. A man without money is often judged before he even speaks. His intentions are questioned, his value is doubted. He may have the purest heart, the sharpest mind, or the strongest character. But without wealth, these qualities remain hidden in the shadows. And so, wealth becomes the light that allows the world to see him clearly. It is his introduction, his handshake, his voice before he even says a word. This doesn't mean men don't care about love. In fact, most men dream of finding a woman who stands with them, believes in them, and walks beside them. But the reality is, love without stability becomes fragile. Arguments begin, tensions rise, pressure builds. And deep down, men know this truth. When the foundation is weak, even the strongest bond can break. That is why they choose to build first. They want their love to stand on solid ground, not on shaky sand. Choosing wealth over women isn't about rejecting love. It's about protecting it from collapse. There's also a deeper psychological drive at play. For men, wealth is not just about buying things. It is about achievement. It is about proving to themselves that they can conquer the mountain, that they can transform nothing into something. Men are builders by nature. The car, the house, the business, the empire, These are not just possessions, they are symbols of victory. They remind him every day that he is capable, that he has overcome the struggle, that he has earned his place in the world. Without that sense of achievement, many men feel hollow, unfinished, incomplete. And when men finally achieve wealth, notice how their lives transform. Doors that were once locked begin to open. Voices that ignored them now call their name. Even love comes easier. The same man who was overlooked suddenly becomes desirable. It isn't that he changed as a person. It is that his wealth amplified his worth in the eyes of society. Some may call this unfair, but it is the reality men live in. Wealth rewrites the way the world treats them, and men understand this better than anyone. But let's not forget one more truth. Wealth without purpose is empty. Many men chase money endlessly and still feel alone. That's because wealth is the foundation, but not the destination. Once the ground is solid, once the walls are built, the house feels empty without connection, without love, without meaning. That is why the wisest men chase wealth first, then look for love that is genuine, love that sees beyond the bank account, love that values the man behind the money. Because without wealth, he risks losing love to insecurity. But without love, even the richest man can feel like a beggar inside. So, why do men choose wealth over women? The truth is, they don't. They choose wealth first, so they can choose women better. They choose wealth first, so love can grow without fear. They choose wealth first, because the world gives them no other option. A man without wealth feels unseen, unheard, unvalued. But with wealth, he can stand tall, respected, and free. Wealth is the armor, women are the reward. And together, they create a balance, one that makes a man complete. So the next time you see a man working late nights, sacrificing weekends, grinding in silence, don't think he's choosing money over love. Understand that he's building the foundation for everything he dreams of, including love itself. Because for a man, wealth isn't just money, it's dignity, it's freedom, it's legacy. And when he finally has it, that's when he can truly give his heart away without fear of losing it all. There's another side to this story that most people never see. When a man chooses wealth, he's not just choosing money, he's choosing peace of mind. Imagine living each day worried about bills, about survival, about whether you can take care of those you love. That pressure crushes a man's spirit. He knows if he cannot provide, he cannot protect. And if he cannot protect, he feels powerless. Wealth removes that fear. It gives him the confidence to breathe, to lead, to love without anxiety. Women often wonder why men work so hard, why they sacrifice sleep, why they sometimes distance themselves from romance in their younger years. It's because men know that if they don't build early, they'll suffer later. They don't want to come to love with empty hands. They want to arrive with something to offer, not just affection, but security, opportunity, and stability. To men, this is not selfishness. It is responsibility. It is pride. It is the code they are wired to live by. But let's go even deeper. Men also choose wealth because it buys them respect in the community. Think about it. A man without wealth may be kind, honest, and hardworking, yet still invisible. But a man with wealth commands presence. People listen when he speaks. They follow when he leads. Wealth doesn't change his character. It changes how the world reacts to his character. And men crave that recognition, not because they want attention, but because they want to feel their efforts matter. Now, some may argue, but shouldn't love come first? Isn't love more important than money? And the answer is yes. Love is vital, love is sacred, but love without structure often collapses. Look at how many relationships break under financial stress. Look at how many families fall apart when money becomes a problem. Love alone cannot hold the weight of life's responsibilities. That is why men put wealth first, not because they worship it, but because they know it's the shield that protects love from breaking under pressure. The irony is that once a man has built his wealth, he often circles back to what he wanted all along. A woman who sees him for who he truly is. A woman who stands not only beside his success, but also beside his scars. Men don't reject women when they chase wealth. They prepare themselves so that when they finally open their hearts, they can love without fear, without insecurity, without instability. That's the ultimate goal. Not money for money's sake, but money as a tool to protect, to nurture, and to build a life worth sharing. In the end, the question was never why men choose wealth over women. The real truth is this: men choose wealth so they can be ready for women. Wealth is not the replacement for love, it is the protection of love. It is the ground on which love can stand tall. A man without wealth may love deeply, but a man with wealth can love freely. And that is why men chase wealth first, not to escape women, but to earn the right to love them fully.